ancient Europe or old medieval Europe when mothers would be washing their babies in baths, you know, in buckets or whatever they had at the time. You know, you got this water that might have poop and all sorts of yucky stuff in it, and it's just I want to just get rid of it. But now you've thrown the baby out with the bathwater.
Yeah.
What
What you think that phrase means, like don't throw the baby out with the bathwater, throwing the baby out with the bathwater, what does that mean? And also, how would you use it in context? Like, can you give us an example?
I just think it means that if there's something in a situation that isn't working, you might not necessarily need to get rid of the whole situation, but there's just one thing that you should change instead.
I believe that it means that you shouldn't throw something valuable out with something that is used and fit to be discarded.
Impulsively throwing something away, an idea, or I guess it could pertain to actually something physical, throwing it away impulsively without fully thinking about everything that you're throwing away because you're mainly frustrated with it.
That don't throw it out with the bathwater. Just drain the water first, leave the baby in the tub, and then no one gets hurt.
If I were making a pizza that was really gross, it would be really gross because there was something gross on it. So I would just not put that gross thing on it instead and make it better without it.
Okay. So the baby's the pizza?
Well, the baby would be the gross topping.
Okay.
And the bath water would be the pizza.
Okay.
I think the phrase means that don't underemphasize what's important. Don't devalue, demean what means the most.
Throwing out bathwater. Did you make this phrase up? I've never heard this.
An example of that is where somebody might go over the top with their emotions. Somebody might do something to spite somebody else. Somebody might, you know, just to go to a point where they've gone too far, and it's going to be really difficult to come back from there. Sure, it may be a mess and things may be dirty, but by accelerating your emotions to a point where you're out of control, you've now thrown the baby out with the bathwater.
So for example, if you have a friend who's been engaged for a long time, say, and they find out that their betrothed has been messing around and wish to end the engagement, well, they might do that. They might throw away the engagement because their partner's commitment level is obviously not up to par, and therefore their commitment is not very valuable. However, the ring and the diamond is still valuable. Don't throw that out. Yeah.
First thing I thought of would be if you have like a good talent to do, like play sports or something, and you don't really like the sport or something, I don't know, don't not play it because you don't like it or because you're good at it, because you might be wasting your talent.
Removing the whole, discrediting the whole because of a part. So you pick the part that you don't like, and then therefore the whole thing's wrong.
I have a baby brother, and sometimes I'm almost tempted to throw him out with the bathwater.
Okay.
When people have a literal interpretation of scripture, and any theory that diverges from that, that tends to interpret scripture, or at least sections of scripture, a bit more figuratively, they'll take that entire theory, no matter its premises, and just ignore it outright because it violates that core principle. So that would be the baby that the bathwater is connected to, immersed in.
You don't know? What about the baby? It's having a bath? You don't want to throw it out with the bathwater.
I don't know.
I'm hanging out with my friends and they're joshing around, and one of my friends is say like, "Hey buddy, let's go jump off a cliff." And to me that would be devaluing life, so I'd be like, "Hey man, don't throw the baby out with the bathwater."
I'm an Anglican pastor, and back after the Reformation, the churches that didn't want to be around the Catholic stuff, all the stuff that went on with the Catholic Church and the Anglican Church, and we have colors and smell and movement and all those kinds of things in our liturgy, and the churches that were kind of responding to that kind of abuses of the other churches decided that they would just take it all out completely. And so for the Presbyterian churches in Scotland had nothing. They just took all the color, all the movement, all the smells, everything completely out of their service, and didn't try to deal with what the symbols meant or how they should really be applied and those kinds of things. So that would be a good example of throwing the baby out with the bathwater, because all of that stuff just disappeared completely from your environment.
Well, you had a bit of a mess, you had a dirty situation, but now you've gone too far. It's going to be hard to get that baby back.